Wait, I'm shaving with one blade? Just one? Oh.
Shave it up!
What's up, everybody? Clean Shaver here, and I have a review video for you today. This is the Rocnel SE50. Getting right into the questions that I know I'm going to get about this razor. This is highly machined stainless steel, single edge. It uses the Artist Club style blades. The Feather Pros, the Feather Pro Supers, the Feather Guards, the Kai Captain Original and Kai Captain Mild, those kinds of blades. It's called the SE50 because single edge 50. The blades are actually 50 millimeters long, so 50 worked in the name. This is from Turkey. It is machined out of 316 stainless steel, so it is extremely durable. It is also very heavy. I'll get into that in just a little bit for design. Another unique thing about this is the mechanism by which you load the blade. It slides in and out. It's pretty cool. If any of you have watched my razor review videos, you know that I grade on 4 things: design, efficiency, price, and cool factor. And then I form a percentage out of that and give a letter grade. So let's get right into it for this razor. Now, design. For this razor, actually, with this razor, I only got the head in the shipment. I didn't get a handle along with it, so this is my own handle. It's a Weber handle. The design on this razor is really, really interesting, and I think it's probably going to get mixed reviews from a lot of people, because some will think, oh, it's just too much of a problem to load the blades, it's just, whatever. Other people think, whoa, that's really sick. That's awesome how it's put together. I happen to be in that latter camp. I think it's really cool how it's all put together. Let me show you how. Naturally, we unscrew the handle from the head, right? And there is a little thread, a set screw in there. In the Rocnel SE, the original SE that used a half DE blade, it had a set screw in there as well, but the set screw really was just to be threaded. In this case, the set screw serves more of a function. How this works is, you see the little spot there. Now this is a 5/64 Allen key. That's the size for this nut, or for this screw. So if I loosen that, then notice the head plate slides in and out to be able to load the blade. Pretty cool, right? So slide that off, and you have the platform for the blade. The base plate is highly machined. I love, there's some little design detail in there, some little machining detail. It's really cool looking. I don't know if that's intentional. It might just be a byproduct of the machining process, but I like it. It's pretty cool. And then you see these little notches where the blade rests. Now, one thing with these blades is that some blades actually fit on this a little bit better than others. For instance, this is a Feather Pro Super, and the Feather Pro as well also fits, but it doesn't quite, it's still just not quite exact enough to really settle down in. It fits, and it sets on there, but the Kai Captain, for instance, fit a lot better, or a lot more easily, in my opinion. So that's just food for thought. But, so we set the blade on there, and you just kind of hold it in place with your finger, right, on one end, and then you see the groove there. The top cap slides in the groove, and you have your completed head. You tighten down that set screw on the back, and you notice this is, again, free floating, so it'll go back and forth. But what the set screw does is it not only locks it in place side to side, but then when you tighten it down, you see that little bit of the lift in the back? It sets the tension on the blade and holds it in place. Pretty cool design. Like I said, some people will probably think that it's more of a hassle than it's worth, but I think it's pretty cool. And really a pretty ingenious way to put this all together. Granted, some people will just think, whatever, I don't really care, I don't want that. Other people will think that's actually pretty cool. One nice thing about this is the sliding top cap like that makes this really easy to clean. Some other razors where you have the threaded going from the top cap through the base plate, it becomes a little bit arduous to try and clean around that, having to use like a Q-tip or something like that. It can be a little bit of a pain, but this is actually really easy to clean. Rinsing off with warm water, scrub it with the toothbrush, you're done. The weight of this thing is also considerable. The head itself weighs in at 69 grams, which I know a lot of complete razor sets that weigh less than that. If weight is an issue for you, then you might want to look at a different razor, or maybe just like a titanium handle or something like that. That's going to be super light, that you like the heavy head but the super light handle. Sure, go ahead. This is, go ahead. Anyway, so it's 69 grams. With this Weber handle, this weighs in at 68 grams, which brings it to 137 grams total, which is considerable. That's a heavy razor. And it's not the heaviest I've used. I think the Hone's Type 15 was 160 grams. That's a heavy razor. If you're not into that, then some people really like the heft. I happen to like the heft. Especially when I'm shaving my face. I like the heft for shaving my face because I let the gravity do the work. I don't feel like I have to press into my face for it. Some people really like light razors. I happen to be in the camp that likes heavier razors. So that's just me. So for design, I decided to give it a 9. I think it's a really cool design. I can understand how some people might think it's not that great. I knocked it down just a little bit because of the blade fit issue. It's not a terrible problem for me, but I think people might take issue with it. So I knocked it down just a little bit. Now, efficiency. I also gave it a 9 for this. And the reason why is because it totally depends on the blades you use. And that's going to be the same with any razor, really. I mean, there are very few razors out there that it's just no matter what blade you use in them, it's going to be awesome. This one, it is a little bit particular. In my case, I found that the Feather Pro Supers worked really well for me. The Kai Captains also worked really well. The Feather Pros, not so much. They were really rough on me for some reason. They, especially when shaving my head, I cut myself more with that blade in this razor than with a lot of other razors that I've tried. So it will depend on what blades you use. So if you don't have a variety of single edge blades, try going to someplace like tryablade.com. It's a guy out of Wisconsin, I believe. Wisconsin or Minnesota. He lets you buy just one blade at a time. And you can try those out, see how they work. If they work, great. You can buy more somewhere else or buy them from him because I'm sure he'll appreciate your patronage. But it gives you a chance to try out different blades, and I would encourage you to do that if you're new to SE razors especially, which I'm sure a lot of people after watching this review, this might be your first one. So it's something to take into consideration. If you haven't used SEs before, maybe try getting a few different blades, see what works well for you, and then buy more of those. Now price, it's a Rocnel. I have to give it a 10. The reason why, this head, $95 for a stainless steel machined single edge razor. That is incredible. That's an incredible value. And given my experience with it, I really enjoyed using it. I really enjoyed the Rocnel SE. Unfortunately, I don't have it on hand because I donated it for a raffle that I was doing for my son's fundraiser a little while back. I have to give this a 10 because the price is phenomenal. If you're looking to get into single edge razors and you want stainless steel, this is going to be the one to look for. There are some others that are coming out, like the Colonial General that is made out of aluminum. Very high quality razor, great shaver, but it's aluminum. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, cool factor, I gave it a 9. I think, this is a completely subjective thing, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Not everybody will. I really enjoy shaving with it. I enjoy having it in my den. I think it's a good looking razor. I think it's a really intelligent, innovative design, and I love it. I really, really love it. The only thing I might change about it is that the name in the top, I don't know. I think the name at the bottom of the plate is pretty cool, but that's already been done. So the name at the top is kind of a new thing. I know that Feather does that for their ASD2. I think I might do away with that, but that's just me. So, total score of 37 out of 40, which gives it a 92.5% or an A-, almost an A. Really, you can't go wrong with this razor. I really enjoyed using it. Well, I shouldn't say you can't go wrong because I'm sure there are going to be people out there that don't necessarily like it, and that's okay. This is shaving. You find what works for you. This works well for me. It works really well for me, and I really enjoy shaving with it. Those are my thoughts on the Rocnel SE50. Now, something to keep in mind is that since this is a heavy razor, I'm sure I'll get this question as well. What handles did I try? Well, I tried the Weber, this handle that's on it right now. I also tried a generic brass coated handle that was fairly heavy. It's a bit longer, a little bit grippier, and it worked pretty well. I didn't really like the long handle with it. I also tried the Blackbird stainless steel handle with it, and it was just a bit long. I didn't care for it, especially when I was shaving my head. I liked the control that I felt from the small handle. So that's my review of the Rocnel SE50 single edge 3/16 stainless steel razor. If you're interested in purchasing this razor, there is going to be a link in the description below where you can check it out. Also be on the lookout for the DE42 from Rocnel as well. They're going to be doing a slide top cap DE, which is really cool. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to try that as well. Also keep an eye out for my review of the Pall Mall Barbers shaving set. You will have seen me shave with it in the video that I showed here, but I'll be doing the official review of it in this next video. Also, if you're new to shaving, don't forget to check out my video where I answered some questions from my friends over at Hey Swedes blog. They're a couple of friends of mine from college, and they're living in Sweden. And the husband decided to ask me a few questions that he had about shaving, and he's a little bit goofy, but we love him anyway. I took the chance to answer some of his questions, and so take a look over at that video as well if you want some insights that I think some new people might like. That's it for my review. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you haven't already, make sure to click the little subscribe button down at the bottom, and love to have your support. And don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and comment down below. I love getting questions from my viewers and the opportunity to discuss and debate and share my opinions with them. If you have any questions or comments about it, please put it down there below. As always, you can find me on all of my social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Snapchat. All of that will be in the description down below as well. Don't forget to find me there, and be smooth, everybody. Shave it up. We'll see you next time.